Miami sneaks out a win over Ole Miss. A lot of people still saying there might have been a PI on that last play.
You're not getting that
And,
call.
and then and then Indiana just does what Indiana does and just puts it on Oregon. Let's start with the Miami game. What was your takeaway with the Hurricanes
I
getting
mean,
the win and advancing into the national title?
that was a fantastic, fantastic football game. I mean, we joked about it. What we say that, you know, you have to score 20 points to win. Miami's putting up 31,
Yeah.
31 points, all offensive points as well. So not even a defensive score, but a great, great football game. Fourth quarter, I think there was 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter, all in the last 7 minutes. And I was just kept waiting and waiting for the Miami offense to mess up or Carson Beck to throw that pick, and he never did. He played a good game, controlled the offense, didn't turn the ball over, drove him down the field, and scored that touchdown with 18 seconds left to get that victory. But an absolutely fantastic football game um, on both sides of the ball. I think Ole Miss played well as well.
No, they both did. And my takeaway from this game is really if Trinidad Chambliss wasn't, I still think he was the best player in the field, and I think that's why this was as close a game as it was. But I mean, Miami just controlled the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
And it was like every single time they ran the ball, they were getting 5, 6 yards. And I mean, Fletcher was just unstoppable running through the tackles. And
yeah.
I mean, Malachi Tony, dude, like dude's 18 years old and
You should be in high
is,
school. You should be a senior. Yeah,
yeah, and is just an incredible talent. And you're right, Carson Beck, he threw for 268 yards and didn't make mistakes late in the game when they needed him. And I mean, he looked like a guy that has been a part of championship teams. And I don't know if he's ready to with the next step to beat IU, but and he's seen people do it, and he's been on great teams. And I mean, he just doesn't make mistakes. He wins games.
yeah. I mean, when it was like I said, there was those 4 lead changes in the last 7 minutes, and Ole Miss kicked that field goal to take the lead, with about right around 7 minutes left in the game, and Miami answers back with a 4-play, 75-yard drive in a minute 56.
Yeah.
So they went boom, just scored like that. Ole Miss answers, and what's Miami do? They absolutely just wore Ole Miss down at the end. I mean, that last drive. Let's see here. I had the note. It was da da da. 15 plays, 75 yards. And at the end of the game, you can
Yeah.
just look at Ole Miss was just gassed. I mean, the time of possession was 41 minutes for
Right.
Miami, and
Right.
Ole Miss was 18. So when your defense is on the field for 41 minutes, they're going to get worn down. And I think that ultimately is what happened on that last drive. 15 plays. They've been on the field for 41 minutes. Like it was inevitable. I think that was going to happen.
No, and like I said, when you're getting 5, 6 yards a pop every time you run the ball, that's
Yeah.
gonna lead to having a 42-18 time of possession. And, Miami's gonna look to do the same thing against IU because if they wanna win that one, they're gonna have to control possession very similarly than they did against Ole Miss. Um, anything else on that game, or we'll go ahead and move to IU?
No, I mean, I know Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss kind of also during the game, they were moving the ball in that one. We talk about Miami defense being so
Yeah,
really like great. They moved the ball. They scored that long lacy run, but then they started settling for field goals. They hit 4 straight field goals without. I mean, they'd move the ball, they'd get into scoring range, and
yeah.
all of a sudden they're having to settle for field goals. I mean, you just take one of those drives and put it in the end zone, you're probably looking at Ole Miss in the national championship game. But instead, their drives would stall. I mean, that's credit to Miami's defense of bending and not breaking. But Ole Miss had the chances there, but they settled for those 4 field goals instead of touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, they were 2 for 10 from 3rd down for the game, and that's a big reason why you're settling for field goals. But, I mean, still an incredible job by Pete Golden and what was remaining of his staff and even new staff that's coming in that was added
Yeah,
within the last couple of weeks. I mean, we talked about it last week how either you're gonna get Miami going home to play for a title, or you're gonna get a staff that is thrown together trying to figure things out in the run, and the game lived up to all the hype, came down to the last play. I agree with you. There's no way you can call that PI. But, I mean, there was some contact there, and it's just what a good game, and I mean, Miami just if you're controlling the game 42 minutes to 18, you're usually gonna win, and that's what they're gonna have to do next week to beat IU.
Yeah. I mean, is the SEC dominance in the sport, is it over?
I mean, they're gonna be arguing to get more teams in the playoffs so they can get more
I mean, it's
chances,
it's
but,
3 straight years without an SEC team playing for a championship. I think
I
this is
mean,
the
the
last
trick is to do like the Big Ten did and have them play each other so you're guaranteed a spot,
that's that is true.
but you gotta have 2 teams in the Final Four to do that.
Correct. So, yeah, I don't know. In the era of NIL, it might be a, little level playing field. Parity is showing its
Well,
head.
I mean, if you got a guy who's or anybody who's gonna write checks and help you get players, it definitely does
Yeah.
even the playing field, and IU's proven that you can do it with a bunch of 4th, 5th year guys that are a lot older than everybody else, and I mean, God, they just we talked about it, how it could potentially be different, right?
Yeah.
Last week,
Yeah.
and it was different. They
It was
just it wasn't a
the
close
complete
game at
opposite
all.
different of what we were expecting. I mean, it's incredible what they're doing, and, like, IU is so good, and they're beating teams so badly that there are now conspiracy theories out there that they're hacking into the iClouds of their opponents and stealing their practice videos, and they know exactly what's coming and etcetera. Like, no, they're just that well prepared. Coach Signetti just is that good of a coach that it looks that way, but they're just that good of a team.
Yeah, I mean, you start off with the pick six
Yeah,
on the first play,
first play.
and when you're already up against it, you're playing a team that is playing was entering the Final Four as clear favorite to win the title, and you do that on first play, you put yourself behind the 8 ball. I mean, you look at the stats, they're very even,
Yeah.
and a lot of that is because Oregon was able to move the ball the second half was when the game was already put away, but, I mean, Mendoza had 3 incompletions. He only threw for 177 yards because they really didn't need to move the ball that much, but he had 5 touchdowns and no picks. I mean, you sent me his numbers
I
for
mean, they're
the
incredible.
for the playoff. I mean,
Yeah.
he's 31 for what, 38?
Yeah, 31 for 36.
36.
31 for 36, 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. So he has 3 more touchdown passes than incomplete passes in 2 games through the playoffs, like, against Alabama and Oregon. How's
Yeah,
that possible?
2 of the best defenses. I mean, they're both top 20 defenses
How's
entering
that
the playoff.
possible?
They've
I
outscored Alabama and Oregon 94-25.
but just 5 incompletions and 8 touchdown passes and no picks.
He has 7 completions of 20 plus yards or more.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a completion percentage of 86%.
86.1%. Yep. Like, it's incredible what he's doing and just backing up his case of why he was the rightful Heisman Trophy winner.
I mean, they were what, a 3.5 point favorite in this game.
I'd say
3.5.
I'd say they covered.
I mean, I think it was 3 against Alabama too,
No, that was more
and
that was like
it was
7.
close to was it 7?
Yeah. It was a decent, pretty big number.
Now it's gonna be 7.5 in the title game against Miami, but, I mean, I don't know really what else to say about this Indiana team that we haven't said all year when it comes to breaking down this game. It's just
I
when they play an inferior opponent, and believe it or not, Oregon and Alabama both are inferior opponents right now when you
Yeah.
talk about Indiana, and, I mean, it's just they 4 different touchdown guy reception 4 different guys had touchdown receptions. I
Mhm.
mean, they do I feel like that's the story every single game.
Yeah.
It's, I mean,
I mean, it's just a freight train right now, and I don't see Miami slowing it down. I mean, I know Miami's it's gonna be in their own building. They're gonna be comfortable down there. They get to stay at home, sleep in their own beds, and do their normal routine as if it's, like, basically like a home game for them, but I don't think that they've got the talent to stop. We talk about how good their defense is. I don't think they're gonna stop Indiana, and I don't think their offense is gonna score on Indiana. Mark Fletcher's just been an absolute beast in these
yeah.
playoffs, but he hasn't faced a defense like this.
No, and that was the thing last week when we talked about Ole Miss and Miami, we kinda talked about this unstoppable defense versus this unstoppable offense. Which one will
Yeah.
bend first. I mean, yeah, this is a story of Indiana's unstoppable offense against Miami's unstoppable defense, but Indiana's defense is just as good.
Yeah.
They're just as good.
Like, it's a
Uh,
better defense than Miami's defense.
yeah, like for Miami to pull this off. I mean, first off, you talked about the home field, and that is an advantage.
Yes.
I know what Indiana has the biggest alumni base in the country, right?
Correct.
And they're gonna show up. So
They
it's
will.
not gonna be just Miami. Would you say will it be 50-50? You think it'll be even will it be pro IU
I
in
could see it being
Miami or
probably about 50-50 would be my guess.
I mean Miami is 7-1 at home this year.
Yes.
Their lone loss
Well,
coming to the Cards.
yeah.
They're 18-3 over the last 3 seasons. So they have had success at home.
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean the the way that they got to figure out a way to run the ball. They got to figure out a way to control the clock. I mean, if if Indiana controls the possession, they have no chance. The possession has to be 40-20 at least. I think for Miami to have a chance, they got to create turnovers. They got to get Mendoza to throw a pick. They got to create a fumble.
Yeah.
Uh, they forced 5 turnovers in the playoffs. They've got 4 picks and a fumble recovery. The pick 6 against Ohio State
Yeah.
really kind of set the tone for that game. If they can do something like that, where you're flipping the script a little bit on what IU did against Oregon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they've done all year. They have 16 picks this year, and 3 of them they've returned for touchdowns. I mean, and you got to rely on Beck to not make mistakes. He's thrown 4 touchdowns and only has 1 turnover in the playoff, and they got to keep doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Nope, you're right. That is the way Miami's gonna win, and like you mentioned, like, they're gonna need IU to stumble along the way, like you said, throw a pick or fumble the ball or something like that. So it would be something uncharacteristic for IU to do, for Miami to win the game. But I mean, IU's got the advantage in the coaching, and probably I think with Sig, he'll have them ready. I just it's
I
hard for
don't
me
yeah, there's nothing
hard for me to see Miami
yeah.
winning this game. But I also thought they were going to lose to Ohio State and lose to Ole Miss, and here we
Yeah.
are sitting at the national championship game, and they're in there as a double digit seed.
Well, dude, like everybody just talks about how good Miami's defense is, and they're 5th best. They're giving up 14 points a game, but I mean, like you said, Indiana's is even better. They're second,
Right.
and we're giving up 11. So, like,
Yeah.
you don't even have a huge advantage there. Um, I mean, I talked about Miami having 16 picks. Guess who has more? Indiana. They have 18 on the season and ranked 7th in the country. And Miami's secondary has been where their issue is on defense.
And they're banged
They've
up, I
given
think,
up
a little
over
bit.
200 passing yards a game on the season, and I
Aren't they
just
a little
don't think
banged
that
up?
bodes well. Do what?
I think they're a little banged up in the secondary too with some
Yeah, and
injuries.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
So,
it's gonna be a
I mean,
challenge. Good luck.
you yeah, you gotta establish the run. You gotta try to get a turnover early to set the tone. I mean, otherwise, I see the same thing happening we've seen in the first 2 games. And, like, we need to quit saying that these games are gonna be close because Sig and his crew have proven that it's not gonna be. And,
Yeah.
like, if I mean, I think this is gonna be a 20, 30-point game. I really do. And I wish I would've gone out on a limb and said this the first 2 rounds, but it's Indiana. Like, and you see them play in Oregon, you see them play in Alabama. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. They are the best team,
Yeah.
and if they go out and they don't make mistakes, they're gonna win by 20, 30 points.
Yeah. I agree 100% with you. Yeah.
You got nothing.
No, you're spot
'Cause,
on. They
I
are
mean,
that good.
Alabama
They are
both
that good.
Alabama and Oregon, you talked about how you're worried they might lose.
I should have doubted it. I don't know. I don't know why, but because the 2 times that they've played, a really good team like an Ohio State or an Oregon, they've been close games. Like, they won by 3 points against an Ohio State. They won by 10 against Oregon. Like, they blew out a lot of teams, but they didn't blow out a lot of really good teams like this. I didn't expect them to just do this, but
Mm.
they are. I mean, they're
I mean,
that
nobody
good.
expected Miami to do this either.
And let's say,
And
for argument's sake, and we can talk about this if and when it happens next week, is if they do come out and win this game by 20 or 30 points, Like, they are in the discussion probably of one of the greatest football teams ever.
They have to be. They have to be.
Like, I don't know if they're as good as that Joe Burrow LSU team
They're
or if
not.
they're as good as
No,
that Miami team in the early 2000s, but they're up there, man.
they're in
They're
the
gotta be in the
conversation.
discussion.
And look, they're the first team that's ever had to win 3 games to do this, if they do it, which puts a notch on their belt for sure.
Wait, they'd be what? They'd be what now?
They had to win 3 games to
Well,
win it.
Ohio State won 4 last year.
We're not putting them in the conversation of one of the best teams ever, are
No,
we?
we're not, but I mean, this is not unprecedented for a
No, but
team
I'm saying as far as best teams ever.
Yeah,
Like, if you're
correct.
talking about the
Yes.
Joe Burrow LSU team, they didn't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to win 3 games.
They won. Yes, correct. They won
Yeah,
2.
I don't think that Ohio State team belongs in that conversation as one of the best teams ever. I mean, they came in as what, a 8, 9, 10 seed?
Last year they were like an 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, and we've hit this so many times, but unlike anything we've ever seen in the history of sports.
Yes.
And I mean, they're 60 minutes away of playing the football that they've played all year and don't even have to play a great game, just have to do what they've done all year, and they'll be hanging a banner at the Rock.
At the Rock.
Like, how does that even make sense?
Bro, it doesn't, man. I just remember the days back in school, and we went, me and Tab and Brian Weigel and Jeff Hall and the roommates, we went to the games. We weren't some like the typical students that, IU students don't go to football games. They just tailgate in the field and drink beer and don't even care. And no, we actually were the students that did go to the games in the bad weather and the cold and the rain and watched our teeth get kicked in by Minnesota, so.
Would you all stay for the whole game, or are you gone
No,
if it's
we
over in the
stayed,
3rd
man. We
quarter?
stayed. We stayed. We walked from 3rd Street all the way to 17th Street to the stadium, and I mean, we were those fans that were there and watched, like I said, get our butts get whooped by a Minnesota or a Michigan State, and never would have dreamed that IU football would be where they are right now.
No, I mean, I've been to several games at IU when there was nobody there.
No,
There
there was nobody
like,
there when I went. Yeah, no.
yeah, I mean, there's nobody there, and it's just and to the season ticket holders that have been going to games for
Mhm.
20, 30, 40 years, like,
Mhm.
I can't even imagine, like, what's going through their head during these, and it's not just this year, it's last year too. Like, how fun was last year when it came out of nowhere? Like,
Oh
this
yeah,
year, you knew you were gonna be good. You didn't maybe know you're gonna be this good, but you knew you were gonna be good, and, like, that's what being a fan is all about.
yeah,
Like, s like, sticking it sticking in through the thick and thin, like, when your team's terrible. There wasn't a lot of thick either, it was all thin for IU. I mean, the worst the worst power conference team in the history of
real
college
football.
football,
Yeah,
and I don't know, it's gonna make a hell of a 30 for 30, and it's
yeah.
gonna happen
They need to
pretty
make.
quick.
They need to make one. There's no
It's
doubt.
gonna happen pretty quick.
Give